Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to the weekend preview of course, fantasy football and our Predictor League amongst all the villains, all the YouTube supporters here. And thank you everybody for continuing to be a YouTube supporter. Let's have a quick look at the Predictor League, where we ended up last week. A cracking week. Look at this for Adam Riley, 1987. One close result. What's that? Is that 4 or 5 close results and 2 exact results as well? A really, really good week. Must be 4 exact results, wouldn't it? Or 5? I can't do that maths in my head. Anyway, a lot of exact results. Really, 18 is probably, that's the highest I think I can remember for anybody. So congratulations, Adam. That's a stunning result. Gaz Monster was up there, as was Rujistan. And if we look down the bottom here, I think Keprov9 has taken a bullet here for Parramatta Power and myself, because we all finished joint bottom, but he was assigned the wooden spoon. So thank you for that, Kev. Very gracious of you indeed to take that for us. Have a look at the leaderboard. You can see it on the side there, but Parramatta Power is still top. Ahead of Kebrov, the real villain, Mr. Turpy, is closing in very, very quickly here. And suddenly, what looked as though it was a foregone conclusion for Parramatta Power this year, it's suddenly, and Rujistan is closing as well. Adam Riley, with that last week, has obviously kicked up the table as well. Suddenly, it's looking very, very tense and tight at the top. So yeah, interesting stuff there as well. Let's have a look at the matches upcoming this weekend. I think it's the last week before an international round, isn't it? So there won't be a weekend preview next week, obviously. And as ever, I have forgotten to have a look at what's coming up here. Norwich versus Watford. This is a relegation 6-pointer, isn't it? What do I think is going to happen here? That's an excellent question. I'm going to say home game for Norwich. Are they... I'm going to say 1-1. It's probably going to be a draw, isn't it? They're probably going to cancel each other out effectively. So I'm going to say 1-1 there. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Chelsea are a decent form. A stunning comeback, wasn't it, during the week? I think this could be... I think it'll be close, but I think Chelsea will probably get the biscuits in that one. Burnley versus West Ham. Now, Burnley got smashed last week against Crystal Palace. I think this is going to be... 0-0. I think both teams are going to want to go out there, and because West Ham lost to Newcastle, and they're both going to want to go out there, keep a clean sheet. I think that could be 0-0. Newcastle versus Bournemouth. Do we think it's probably a draw, isn't it? It's probably a 1-1 sort of a game. It wouldn't surprise me if Newcastle won. It wouldn't surprise me if Bournemouth won. So we'll go for a draw. Southampton versus Everton. This is a big game for both teams as well, isn't it? I wouldn't go as far as to say a relegation 6-pointer, because I think both teams are better than that. But recent form would suggest otherwise, wouldn't it? I'm going to say... What am I going to say here? I'm going to say maybe another draw. No, I'm going to say 1-0 to Southampton, I think. Tottenham versus Sheffield United. Could there be a worse game for Spurs? Another good win into Champions League during the week. I think they'll probably be just about good enough. Let's maybe say 2-1. But it's underestimating Sheffield United again, isn't it? But you just think that Spurs should be too good at home for Sheffield United. Leicester versus Arsenal. Now this is an interesting game, isn't it? Arsenal just continue to disappoint. I can't see anything other than a Leicester win. I'll say 2-1. That wouldn't surprise me if it was more than that. Wolves versus Aston Villa. The derby no one cares about except for Wolves fans, apparently. They are in Europe during the week, aren't they? So it's going to be a Sunday game. I think Villa's been a little bit unlucky not so much against City, but certainly against Liverpool last week. I thought we were quite unlucky in that one, actually. You can see 2 late goals. I'm going to say 1-1. A draw, I think both teams would probably settle for a draw, wouldn't they? Wolves after Europe, Villa away from home. So let's go with that. Manchester United versus Brighton. Brighton are a decent team, aren't they? They continue to surprise teams. You just think Man United at home should have a little bit too much for Brighton, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was a draw either. And then the big one, Liverpool versus Manchester City. Manchester City, now they may not have a goalkeeper, right? Because Edison has picked up an injury. I'm going to say, I think Liverpool could do them. I'm going to say 3-1. Because City haven't looked the best defensively, have they? I'm going to say 3-1 Liverpool. So there you go. There are my picks for the week. Don't forget to do your picks as well. There's a few people here that are still haven't done them yet. So quite a few people. So make sure you get them done, boys and girls. You don't want to be forgetting to do that. Now let's have a quick look at the Fantasy League thing here for the Patreon supporters. And we will see that I had a good week last week. There's no way around that. I really did have a good week last week. So I've closed the gap a little bit to Vulture FC. Cobra Chickens are still there or thereabouts. Jokers FC had a cracking week as well. And the average squad, we'll say they had an average week as well. So it's still looking very much as though it's Vultures FC to lose. But obviously, I mean, we've seen in the Predictor League a long way to go. So my team for this week, let's have a look. Now, Edison, I don't think I want Edison in the team, even if he is fit. I think I'd rather have Nick Pope at home to West Ham. There you go. I've dropped the the Manchester City goalkeeper for this one. I think, who don't we want in the team here? Alexander-Arnold, maybe not. Do we not want, maybe we don't want Lundstrom away from home to Spurs. Let's get an Everton attacker in there for, what do we want to do here? Now he's a midfielder, isn't he? So we can do that. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I think Cantwell against Watford. We're going to have to be a little bit creative with our captain this week too, aren't we? Because I don't know that we want Salah or Sterling against each other. Or do we? Do we just want to go with keep the faith with Sterling? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a sneaky bid on, I'm going to say Callum Wilson as captain. It's ambitious. It's out of the blue. He may not even play. And let's go Tammy. Oh, Tammy Abraham. All right, so that's going to be my team for this week. Chris Wood needs to score this week, and I think Callum Wilson might need to as well, or else I might be looking to make some changes up front. I'm relatively happy with the rest of how my team's going. To be honest, Tarkovsky, that gamble didn't pay off last week, did it? Bringing him in for the Sheffield United 3-0 defeat. But there we go. That is the update for the Fantasy League. And of course, if you do want to be a Patreon, any level of Patreon, description, it's down in the description there if you want to join. And of course, if you do want to join the Super Brew Predictor League here as well, that's just for anybody at all. Again, there's a link in the description. Don't be afraid to join. You may not be able to catch up at the top, but as we've seen, there's weekly glory. You can still get the golden hat and hopefully avoid the wooden spoon. So don't forget to join that if you want to as well. But guys, that's it. That's the weekend preview done. Enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you next week. Take care.